where it hurts. You got this for me? That's very nice of you, Christine. I appreciate that.
Oh,
What the fuck is the matter with you?
Mom, I need a tissue.
Did that fucking shit come out of your mouth?
I need a tissue,
Or
Mom.
your fucking nose?
No, Mom, give me a tissue.
You need more than a tissue.
Mom, give me a tissue.
You need sanitizing wipes. Oh, fucking shit. What the fuck's the matter with you? Where'd that come from? Your mouth or your nose? Fucking shit.
God bless you. May be seated. I am the Reverend Shnorr. That video clip we just saw is a reminder Mother's Day is coming up on Sunday. So get your ma something, Kleenex, muzzle, something like that. All right. So, hey, let's start this off like we do everything here. It says, but what did you go out to see? A man clothed in soft garments? What do you think about that? In your life and how you can apply that to make your day and your whole self more fulfilled and happy. Hey, welcome to the services tonight. I hope you're feeling good. I'm feeling pretty good myself. And we got lots to talk about here. Big news about you got things going on. Marriages are falling apart and all kinds of stuff. So let's bring in Brother Carlito and see what he's got on tap for us tonight. Brother Carlito, are you there? Hey, look at that. There he is. What are you eating? Tacos? Hang on, I muted you earlier. Hey, there you go.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Was that today? I would have had tequila.
Don't mind me. I'm just going to stuff my face with some tacos.
Do you think the interpreter would ever come on here with us?
No.
I wasn't expecting that. I was hoping you'd say, yeah.
We could call him.
I haven't seen that guy in a while.
I think he speaks English now.
We'll see. I don't know. They opened the cages out. People scattered. I hope he's doing all right. Nelson Toad knows who we're talking about exactly.
It's amazing how fast they speak English.
It is, isn't it?
What's going on with you? I haven't seen you in a week.
Oh, not much. I've been just, doing a normal, what do you call it, rigmarole and whatnot.
A lot of marriage turmoil this week, huh?
Yeah. The rich people, we always think they got no problems. they got everything figured out. But I don't think that's the case. I'd love to find out personally if you get money, you figure it out. But look at so we got. I heard about these people here getting divorced. First of all,
that's a tearjerker right there.
That is, and it's sad to see Caitlyn Jenner let herself go like that. But this is not the Apple guy, the other guy, right?
This guy builds gates, right, for fences.
Right. Yes, he's the Bill Gates builder. Also, they do windows.
Oh, okay. The Felco family.
Yeah, the Felco people.
But for all those listening to the podcast, we're talking about the Gates family, right? Not the Gates Foundation, the Gates family.
Right.
Bill Gates.
Bill and Melinda, who want to run that foundation.
Together still, right?
Right. Like that's going to work. You can't figure out how to pay the gardener and stay married, but you're going to feed Ethiopia together and be able to do it without getting into an argument.
How do you think marriage counseling went with that?
I think the marriage counselor said, which one of you has control over the money? And that's the one I'm going to side with.
Could you imagine? Now, Bill, you could only go to Ethiopia on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to build freshwater wells. And Melinda, you can only go on Tuesday and Thursday to make better air quality in Ethiopia, and together both of you could go to China to save babies every other weekend, and then you have to alternate on the holidays.
Right. And then every other weekend, Angelina Jolie gets Ethiopia too.
Oh, okay. I got you.
So,
Bad. You know what? Big people problems, Rev. 130 million they're worth together. Big people problems.
130 million.
Billion.
130 billion. And I heard he does not have a prenuptial.
Come on.
Look at this guy here. You know, that. Let me do some math for a second. $130 billion divided by 2.
What is that, about
60
6.5?
60, no, 65
Oh,
billion.
60.
This is what $130 billion of married person looks like. What I say, $65 billion.
Uh-huh.
Can we see that picture of Melinda Gates again?
Yeah,
She's
put it
going to
back
be
up.
worth $65 billion. Holy cow, look at her.
You know what? I'm not even drinking and she looks great.
Yeah, $65 billion can sure have a nice effect on somebody. That's a much better picture there.
I got 65 billion reasons why my eyes will look like that.
Exactly. Here, this is someone else's wife. This is $65 billion worth of that same woman free.
I'd even turn in my Apple phone for that.
I would turn in all my phones for that. $65 billion. Who the hell am I going to call? They're just going to ask for money.
27 years of marriage, and now they figured it's not going to work. I mean, could you think about it? I don't like it. You never buy me a new car. Go buy the car plant. You never take me on vacation. Go buy the island.
Most people fight over money, right? Isn't money like the biggest cause of divorce? What the hell are they fighting about?
And aren't they the ones that are giving all their money away and not to their kids or something?
Yeah, them and Buffett. Not Jimmy Warren.
Oh, not Jimmy Buffett.
Warren Buffett.
Oh, unbelievable.
The Buffett who makes Jimmy look poor.
You're just trying to make $100 on a wedding, and they're going to give each other $65 billion and get apart.
Right.
Can you imagine if you got 10% of that?
I do divorces. And I give the blessings so that you're not excommunicated from God for breaking your sacred vow to each other. I should call them up and tell them, if Bill Gates, if you're listening to this, or Melinda, you probably care more. I will come in, and for a nominal fee, I will make sure that the good Lord blesses your division. He blessed your union, and now he's going to bless your division. And by doing so, your blessings will multiply. And I will make sure that the good Lord, his grace follows you, and that you can get married again if you so desire. Although if I had $65 billion, there's no way in hell I'm marrying anybody. But Melinda, that's not for you. You should marry a nice, spiritual, sharply dressed man. But I will do a blessing, so it's all good and legal and holy. And the fee is really a drop in a bucket. You each pitch in about 10% of your value. It's a tithing, so you can write that off on your taxes. And I'll make sure you guys are good to go with the guy upstairs, because there's no price you can put on not burning eternally in hell for getting a divorce. So I want you all to keep that in mind. How do you think it was a good pitch? You think they'll go for it?
Could you imagine going to pick her up on a date? How do you impress Melinda Gates? It's Melinda.
Do I
right?
know she's got money, or I don't know she's got money? And where's her arms in this picture? It looks like she got them cut off, like she was in the third Star Wars sequel.
I've seen this play out before. Next season, she's going to be on Dancing with the Stars.
She is. And she's going to start renovating houses.
And then she's going to pass week 1 of Dancing with the Stars. And then they're going to go to hometown, and she's going to say, oh my God, I've always dreamt about doing this, and I can't believe I made it to the second round. It's so much work. And Pedro, my dance partner, who looks nothing like Bill, is doing a tremendous job having patience with me. We're secretly dating off the show, but anyways.
Right.
I'll donate all my winnings in a Mirrorball trophy to my Save the Earth Foundation. These two people could figure out how to make vaccines, but they can't make their marriage work.
And apparently they never heard of Botox.
Oh, I read a comment to some of our fans. I'm not drinking White Claw. By no means am I drinking White Claw. There's some great seltzer water by Topo Chico. If you ever seen it in the store. What are you giggling at over there, Rev?
Ray Oakley.
Pedro.
Pedro. Melinda, get off.
Oh, no. So I'm drinking some Topo Chico hard seltzer right there. Topo Chico hard seltzer.
Okay.
It's the only Mexican alcoholic drink I have except for tequila today. But I'm going to wash it down with the good old Coors Light banquet beer. So right now, Topo Chico. All right, Rev.
Yeah.
Think about this. If you write in your wedding contract that you get 10% of the purse at the wedding.
Right.
So people get about 30 grand at a big wedding. You know, the big Irish, Italian weddings you do, the Polish weddings.
Right.
Those people, you know, they go in the closet, right? They got their wedding suit, their wedding dress. The wives go to mom prom for the day. They go get spray tan, nails done. They drop about $200-300 in the bouquet. That's about 30 grand. If you write in that if the family gets a divorce, you get 10% of the original purse of the wedding. As a matter of fact, you got to put it in a bond. 10-year bond.
Yeah, okay.
And if it goes past 10 years, they keep the interest. If it doesn't go past 10 years, you get the 10% of the 30 grand and they could take the interest on the bond.
I like it.
Think about that. It's a win-win. If they stay for 10 years, they get the interest and the bond back. If they get divorced, you give them the interest, but you take the original nut.
Where were you 15 years ago when I was marrying all those people who got divorced?
I was taking your money for betting on horses.
That's right. I should have bet on Pedro.
You should have.
So they're getting divorced. What else we got going on here in the news?
I'm going to go off topic here.
Oh.
You know who else is in the news? Speaking of money, Britney Spears, our girl.
Come on. What's she doing now?
Well, she's in...
So this is the exact same bathing suit I wore like 3 days ago to the beach.
She needs to go like TJ Maxx. Get like 4 or 5 of them.
She's a lot like you, Rev. Listen to the first sentence she says.
So this is the exact same bathing suit I wore like 3 days ago to the beach.
That's the same suit you've been wearing for 25 years.
That's right. I also wore this to the beach 3 days ago. It's still got sand in the pockets.
Yeah, she's trying to get out of her clamped down financial situation of her father running her financials.
Now, again, here's someone you don't have to put a bag over their head or think about how much money they have to make that fun just for the fun of it. But you got the purse as an added bonus of, wow, she's good looking, a little nuts, which makes her even sexier, and she's loaded. And she doesn't know how to handle her money. So she needs a guy to come in. Not any guy. I'm not saying because she's a broad, she can't figure that out. I'm a 21st century dude. But if, she needs a spiritual advisor to advise her on her spirituality as well as her purse bank account thing. And I let her have it. I'm not going to be like Dad and deny her anything. I will actually help her spend that money wisely, more or less. So, Brittany, if you're listening, I'm for hire, and I'm game for just about anything.
Do you think you should maybe give her about $2-3 million as a starting point?
At least.
You take $5 million to start. You hold $2 million, you give her $3 million. See how she does.
Right. See how I do. few months, there might not even be a problem left because, we're going to be having them regular married people fights.
And then you could worry about making wells in Africa for fresh water.
Or finding wells in Africa for fresh water.
Treasure
We might be
hunting.
calling the Gates up to adopt us.
Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. Speaking of Bill and Melinda Gates, I heard dad bods are trending, so you may be stepping up now. You could be in line for Melinda Gates.
If she likes, I would think if a superstar superhero movie guy I would think she might like that kind of thing. I mean, look what she had before. He had Grandpa Bod when he was 30.
Right.
I'll go, I can dad bod her. But did you see, what's his name in her?
What's his name? Getting jiggy with it.
Yeah, parents just don't understand.
Yes, Mr. Will Smith.
Parents don't understand how I could get flabby boobs after being, in the X-Men or whatever he was in you forget about everything. Men in Black.
Yes. Oh, Men in Black. How about
what was the movie where he was real ripped? He had like a six-pack.
Oh, no. Come on. We just talked about this. It was part one. Mike Lowry. I'm Mike Lowry.
Right, yeah.
Come on, Nelson.
Yeah, where you at, Nelson? Well, let's take a look while Nelson's answering our questions because we don't know anything. Here's what Will Smith looks like today. Wow, his dad bod still looks like a superhero compared to my regular, not dad bod.
Bad Boys. You're right. Bad Boys for
Bad
Life.
Boys.
That was
There
the
you go.
movie with Martin Lawrence.
So I always felt bad because I thought these guys looked like that all the time. I have a feeling, I may be wrong here, I'm going to go out on a limb. I have a feeling they get that paycheck. They know they're going to have to be in this movie and take their shirt off. So they work out for a few months and totally slim down. And then the rest of the time, they enjoy themselves. When the movie's over, they go back to drinking and eating and having fun.
Wouldn't you, though? If you could have a personal chef and a trainer for 30 days straight?
Absolutely. And bang Jada Pinkett. Well, I mean, not that you'd be the only one, but just to have the opportunity to be one of the guys who's banging Jada Pinkett Smith, I would be all part of that.
You could be the first one of the week.
I'll be the. There's not many I would say that for. I would prefer to be the first, but hey, what the hell? I'll go in last if I gotta.
Would you like to get jiggy with it?
I'd get jiggy with that. Yeah, absolutely.
That's right, Nelson. The Fresh Prince, too.
Right. It's not going to be bad. It's fresh. And that's one of the, I always wanted. Anne Margaret was gorgeous.
Okay.
She's still pretty, but she's like 80-something. She was absolutely phenomenally gorgeous. I would have, anytime, but.
Tread water carefully here.
Just add to that, just being where the king was.
Elvis?
Yeah. Just I know Little Rev was where Little Elvis was. We shared the same velvet room. That was all I'm saying.
Oh.
Just not at the same time. That's weird. But just say, hey, I was where Elvis was.
Okay, you walk into the bar, end of the bar, drinking an old style.
Yeah.
You got Betty White on one corner of the bar and Melinda Gates on the other.
Do I know who they are?
Of course you do. And you know the money and the fame of both. And the bar's closing. Last call, 4:30 in the morning. You have no place to go. It's getting cold out. You going to fix your hair?
What I do? Oh my God, it's stuck. Okay, I'm better. All right, so Melinda Gates at one end of the bar, Betty White at the other.
And
I know.
And listen.
Situation.
The visual you get is like the woman like we talked about before from Kingpin or Something About Mary. So this is you, Rev. You're at the bar, you got your drink.
Right.
Last call. Pay attention.
Yeah.
You look one way. It's Betty White. You look the other way. It's Melinda Gates. For those of you listening at home, I'm just typing on a computer. And the bartender says, "Hey, Rev, pick your poison." And then you got to call it.
It's a tough dilemma, and here's why. At 90-some years old, Betty White is still hotter than Melinda Gates will ever be. She's also not broke herself. But I have a feeling she's going to leave all her money to the animals. Because she loves animals. Not the same way Pedro loves animals, but she's an animal lover. So I got a feeling if I went home with Betty White, I have the time of my life. She's going to be a lot of fun, as long as she don't break a hip. She's going to be a blast. But I'm going home in the morning, or sooner than that. She's going to kick me out so the cats and dogs can jump in bed with her. And I'm going to be out on my ass with nothing but a good time. Melinda Gates...
Betty White would probably be asleep faster than you are.
Yeah. You loved it. I said you loved it. You said I rocked your world. Hey, you were having so much fun, we got to find your teeth. Melinda Gates, though, now, this is where a guy's imagination can come in handy. Because you can... things happen in the dark. And when you got the lights off, you can imagine pretty much whatever the hell you want. And with $65 million on the other end of that thing, hey, I can imagine something, pretty nice. So I'm thinking she went with a nerdy tech guy who probably was very focused on his work. And he was not, maybe he wasn't home a lot. He was out in the garage tinkering with things and stuff. And that's maybe what went wrong. Well, the hell with that. I got no problem just giving up work entirely to be there for her. Whatever she wants. We'll go to shows and movies. I'll buy her flowers with her money. I'll buy her candy and we'll go out for drinks. Hey, what the hell? Let's go to Paris for the weekend. Let's go to Paris for the afternoon. Let's just go. Hey, let's go have fun. I'm going to be devoted to her every need. And then when her needs are that kind, I got to shut the lights off and think about Betty White. And with 65 billion, I got to keep remembering, billion at the other end of that. Well, if that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will. So I'm going to say, I'm going to roll the dice and I'm going to go, and ugly girls tend to be a lot more appreciative. Can you say that in this day and age, Brother Carlito? It doesn't sound politically correct.
You know what?
Go ahead.
You could say it because I think they're just simple. You know what I mean? You don't have to impress them. The problem with you, Rev, is you'd pick Melinda Gates and think $65 billion and this woman is beautiful. And I have a feeling you'd be flying Spirit Air with her in the back and paying for your luggage because she wants to be normal.
She can be normal all she wants as long as I have access to the abnormality of her money.
Okay.
So I'll fly Spirit Airlines, and I'll fly Melinda Airlines under the radar if I gotta, provided that, when I get home, I can kind of chill in the hot tub with expensive wine and really sexy chicks like cleaning between my toes or whatever you're going to pay them for.
Okay.
That's just what, like you said, go buy the island.
Yeah. I mean, for $65 billion, where you want to go on vacation? Let's go buy an island.
Let's go buy an island. And tell you what, honey, I'm going to give you a day to yourself for personal reflection. Read a book. You just unwind. It's what normal people do. When normal people go on vacation, they sit in the sand and read a book. Their husbands go to the other side of the island and see what's cooking over there. And do what's called a site survey. find out if there's a fun thing for us to do as a couple over there tomorrow.
Or maybe when you come back to the island next time.
Right.
That's always what you do, is you always make sure, let's go check out the island in case I ever want to come back. You know?
Right, because you don't want the same women there the next day. You were there the night before.
And you
want a
want
new batch.
You don't want to make the mistake if the island's a piece of crap and you don't want to go back to it. You want to check it out more in depth. Quite frankly, if you're married, you may want to go back with buddies of yours to see if you could check out the island a little bit more in depth than you did with your significant other, just in case there's some excursions you'd like to go on and surprise her.
Right. Or maybe, you take her to a nice island and she likes it. And she says, I wonder if there's other islands like this. Guess what, honey? Me and brother Carlito are going to go scope out the world for another nice island for you.
Huh.
And then you go back home and tell her, that was the nicest island we found. Yeah, there's nowhere else to go.
Nowhere else. You mean the other island you were talking about where the girls walk around half naked and they're just throwing themselves at you? That was a terrible island. The wind
was an
kicks
awful
up.
island.
The sand is very has a lot of seashells on it.
It's
Hurts
gritty.
your foot. Not a lot of good wind there to keep you cool. Not a lot of shade. You get burnt. I would never go to that island with all those beautiful naked women.
No, I had this one woman ask me to rub aloe on her breasts because they were peeling from the sun. It's blistering and stuff. It's not, you don't want that island.
No. To be bothered like that.
Right. You want an island where people are happy.
No, I don't want to go to the island that all I think of is dentist because all that's on the beach is floss. That's not a vacation. No.
Exactly.
Hence
Speaking of
the
that,
survey.
we both been, and it's funny because someone mentioned something about this a couple weeks ago online about nude beaches. And I'd love to go to one. I said, I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you. I've been to one. You don't want to go to one. The people you think are going to be there, you think they're going to look like, like Taylor Swift and Marky Mark.
Or the Reverend's version of Melinda Gates.
Right. You think maybe they're going to look really, hey, look, it's a beach full of good-looking naked.
And for all of our female listeners, we're going to flip the coin here. You think everybody's going to look like the buff pool boy you all wish.
If he weren't worth $65 billion, would he be sexy? That's what I'm saying.
He's even
He
sexy.
wishes he looked like this. You don't.
For $65 billion, he's sexy to me too.
Right. If I strike out with Melinda, there's always Bill.
Exactly.
But you only live once, buddy. Come on, you got $65 billion. Give it a shot.
One hell of a story to tell.
Right.
One rich. Hey, let me tell you about the rich knight.
65 million. I'll never tell anyone about it either.
Oh, for 65 million, you're going to be telling everybody.
Yeah, but don't tell him that.
You're going to be walking around going, oh, what's the matter? Oh, man, I got to tell you something.
I can't sit down, but when I do, it's going to feel great.
Oh, God.
It's going to be on an expensive chair. But you think everyone's going to look really sexy. It's all Taylor Swift and Marky Wahlberg.
Now, wait. Do you know who else is on the market, though?
Who?
J-Lo.
Oh, yeah, she broke up with the D-Rod, or A-Rod.
A-Rod, yeah, A-Rod. J-Lo on the market, and I heard there was a sighting of Ben Affleck. Weren't they originally hooked up?
Yeah, they were. When you dump a douchebag for a bigger douchebag, with less money, I guess she don't care about money, but yeah, I never liked Ben Affleck. I never liked him. He seems like a total, like a coattail rider. Like, hey, Matt Damon, my buddy wrote a script. It's kind of like what I do with you, right? You set up this awesome show every week, which is why this one's moving slow because I set it up. You set it up, and I ride along, and brother Carlito did something cool. Well, and I put my name on it too. And I think Ben Affleck did that with Good Will Hunting.
Oh.
And got a Hollywood life from it, and now he's Ben Affleck, and he could go fuck himself. You know what I'm saying? It's he just seems like a jerk, like arrogant. He seems arrogant. I don't like arrogant.
No,
You like arrogant?
no. Is that a is that a spice or more of an attitude?
An attitude. I don't like it.
Speaking of getting married, having a
And I'm a
dad
gift
bod,
from God, and I don't like it. Sorry, go ahead. So J Lo's with Ben Affleck.
J Lo's with Ben Affleck, and now we got to talk about when you do possibly tie the knot. We got to talk about bridesmaids. They could be the life or death. That was death of a wedding. And you know you could hire one on the side?
Get out.
Yes, it's trending now.
You could hire. Is that for people who have no friends to be bridesmaids?
You're filling in the blanks, my friend. But all I'm telling you is for about an average of $6,000, you could hire a bridesmaid to be in your wedding. And she actually does the research. And she's like, oh, I'm friends with the Reverend. We went to high school together. Yes. And if you got that oddball number of your, groomsmen, this particular person fills in.
I think next wedding I perform, I'm going to insist you don't have to pay me anything. It's $100 an open bar, but you do have to hire me my own personal bridesmaid.
For the Rev.
For the Rev. This is the Reverend's bridesmaid. She comes, she stands up with the bride and everything. And at the end of it, she comes straight to me. And that's the night. She's my bridesmaid for the night. I like it. How desperate do you have to be for friends to have to spend $6,000 on a girl to?
So basically, I think if you have no friends at all, but you kind of have friends, and you invite them to be in the wedding because you should have them, but they don't like you enough to throw you a bachelorette party and you trip to Vegas and a night at the local strip club of the Men Down Under for you. I think you hire this one, and you're like, oh my God, Sherry. Terry, meet Becky. Becky and I, was it high school? Yeah, we met in high school. I just want to let you guys meet. We rekindled at my new job. I know we don't live in the same state, but anyways, and all the girls are like, oh yeah, I remember Becky. And really, Becky's just a girl for hire.
Right.
And then she's like, oh my God, we are so going to do a bachelorette party. So the bride probably feels important. And she really knows her friends don't really give a shit about her, but they're just standing up because they feel obligated to.
Right.
And under the table, this one's calling the shots, but the bride's really calling the shots, and she's the front man.
I like it.
So it's like rent a friend.
Rent a friend, right. And imagine how busy you'd be through May and June. $6,000 probably every weekend. You could probably make $6,000 every weekend, sometimes 12 because they got them Fridays. Although the banquet halls give a discount on Fridays, so maybe you'd have
maybe bridesmaids give a
right.
discount.
So maybe you're making $4,000 on a Friday, $6,000 on a Saturday. Still, it's a $10,000 weekend, and you work what? So all of May is 4 weeks times $6,000 is $24,000, and then another June you're doing. Let's say you're doing $10,000 a week. That's another 40. You're making $65,000 ish between May and June, and then you take your summer off, and it picks up again in October, November.
Okay.
And you're probably doing maybe, let's say October, you're probably doing 3 weddings because they don't really do the whole thing. So now you got 3 times 6 is $18,000 on top of the 64 you already made. Can I be a bridesmaid?
Still not 65 million though. Billion.
No, it's nowhere near that. But hell, it ain't bad for just going to a party every weekend. I do that anyhow.
I think one of our faithful Rich says Carl's giving way too much thought into this. Maybe I could be a groomsman.
Yeah, there's lonely dudes too who got no buddies.
Yep.
Hey, and sometimes they're nerdy like Bill Gates, and they marry a girl, but they got no friends of their own, and they're like, "Oh, I don't want this girl to know I got no friends. Will you want to be my groomsman?" Like, it's $6,000 for a groomsman. It's $7,500 for a best man. And you
Oh,
pay
could
for
you
the
imagine?
party.
Who's brother Carlito? Well, we met in college, and he's. I got closer to him than my brother because my brother hates me, so he's gonna be the best man.
Hey, he was a neighbor. He's my crazy friend. His brother Carlito. He's nuts. He's nuts. He's so much fun. Oh, you're gonna love him. You're gonna. Oh, and then next thing you know, this dude's paying for everybody to have 4 strippers on their lap at a party that, he's throwing for himself that you're getting the credit for, and then giving you $7,500 on the side to pretend you're his best friend.
When I'm
This
looking,
is how you get rich off of friendless people.
you know what I'm thinking about right now? I'm looking at everything we talked about, listening. Comes down to it though. Just hire the Reverend to do your wedding. Have it at the VFW hall. Get some fried chicken. Get some pasta in the trays. A couple cases of beer. Cost you what? 10 grand, 5 grand. 4 that goes to the Reverend. He'll have one hell of a party. Great stories to tell. Polaroid pictures to hang on the wall. And if you don't like it, it was like 3 stimulus checks and you're done.
Right. I like it. Carrie Vaden wants to know what I'm going to charge her to officiate her future wedding.
Depends on who you're marrying, Carrie.
I was just going to say a test run.
I heard that Carrie's got everything but the sprinkles. That's what I believe it was going on earlier in the show.
I haven't been paying close attention, and I like this idea from Montana M. We could transfer this to funerals too, because you get those guys who are total jerks their whole life, right? They pissed off everybody.
I got a story to tell. Go ahead.
So they don't want to tell their wife. They got no friends, and so they croak. But before they do, they give you a ring. Hey, I ain't got much time left. You want to come here and cry and pretend that I meant something to you? Yeah, but no checks. It's got to be a cash deal because there's no returns on that kind of thing. There's no one to complain to. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What's your story?
No, I'm reading the comment and I'm saying yes, there is a job in the funeral market because I was told about a story about a guy that I kind of know, older gentleman. I don't know him. I just know him like, oh yeah, that's like the Rev over there. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And I guess he was a total jagbag, right? Pissed off everybody.
Is his name Bill?
No.
I think it's someone else. Right, go ahead. Wait. Is his name Steve?
Nope.
No, it's somebody else. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
So his wife passed away.
Okay.
And I guess nobody came to the wake. Ooh. But he was a total jagbag to all his old friends. So I heard after the funeral was over with and they give the bouquets of flowers at the wake, he kept them all and he put dead roses on everybody's front steps that were supposed to be at the wake and nobody showed up. True story.
Which explains why nobody showed up.
Right. I mean, like...
the guy is, right?
Yeah. It's like, oh, well, you're already an ass.
Right. No reflection on, hey, maybe I should be nicer to people. No one showed up at my wife's wake. Like, hey, screw you guys. Here's a dead flower.
Yeah. All I got left is this dead flower. But we could go there and, when anybody, Reverend, you could do this pretty good. Like, like Lucy was such a good aunt. Would anybody like to say a few words? And then, boom.
I just want to say a couple. Sorry. Just want to say a couple of things about Aunt Lucy. When I was a little Reverend, Aunt Lucy used to, this is harder than I thought it would be.
Cook the broth soup.
Every time I was sick, Aunt Lucy would cook the broth soup. And she'd bring it to my room.
The bouillons would still be floating in the top of the soup cup.
And I hated to tell her because she didn't stir it real good. And then bouillons, she could float in her little cubes. But like a horse with sugar, I liked them things. So I'd just eat them right out of there.
The Triscuits were so much humidity that they wouldn't even snap when you put them in your mouth. They were like a wafer at church.
she kept her Triscuits in the pantry, and they got. She never closed the box. Aunt Lucy was not good about closing boxes. She's an angel. She's an angel, but she could not close boxes. So you get a Triscuit from her, and it was like eating construction paper, because it was all limp and wet from the humidity. But that humidity tasted like love, because Aunt Lucy was that kind of person. She loved us all, her family. She lived for her family. And wet, soggy Triscuits and bouillon cube floating soup or not.
In wide open boxes.
In wide open boxes. And now she's in a box, and I keep thinking it should be open. Because that's the way she would want it. She would want that box open. But because of the crash, it really can't be, can it? I mean, I don't want to see that. I don't think you do.
So to Aunt Lucy, may your box stay open and your bouillons be stirred.
I can't go. I was harder than I thought. I can't do this much more. So to Aunt Lucy, who may her box always be open, her soup unstirred, and may her love be with us always. God bless.
Rev, you could do this. You could.
Tell me it's not worth $6,500.
No?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me my money.
Hey, time up right there, Pedro. I'll be over there in a minute, player. Oh, what's going on? Oh, Lord, he about to get fucked by a horse. Oh, Lord, get out of there, Pedro. Get out of there, Pedro.
I thought they outlawed billy clubs.
Reverend, for $65 billion, would you be Pedro?
For $65 billion, I'd be Pedro's pants.
What happened to you? Let me tell you about this horse, okay?
I got rich. That's all that happened to me. What happened to you?
Yeah. Hey, you can be Pedro and...
My name is Crystal Light, and this is my audition tape to be a contestant on ABC's The Bachelor. I'm not...
Crystal Light.
Crystal Lake.
All right, $65 billion. Would you be Crystal Light or Pedro?
Hey, time up right there, Pedro. I'll be over there in a minute, player. Oh, what's going on? Oh, Lord,
My name is Crystal Light.
I'm still going with Pedro. I'll be Pedro's back pocket before I lay down with Crystal Lake.
You know what we should do? We should run this on loop.
Hey, time up right there, Pedro. I'll be over there in a minute, player. Oh, what's going on? Oh,
Okay. So we run that, and then right in our first commercial break.
So, how are you holding up, dear? So, how are you holding up, dear? It's been a difficult year, that's for sure. We were very sexually active until the very end. The toy that I have now, it just doesn't feel natural.
hey, time up right there, Pedro. I'll be over there in a minute, player. Oh, what's going on? Oh, Lord, he about to...
That ain't you, old softy. That is
No.
you, old yardstick. I think.
It's like a charcuterie board. Oh, Rev.
Back up, Pedro. What you doing, Pedro?
That's a new one. Yep. So basically, we were ahead of the game because we had the videos that led up to Pedro. Like, first off, we had... And then from that, they moved the horse over to the other barn. And then after that barn...
Hey, time up right there, Pedro. I'll be over there in a minute, player. Oh, what's going on? Oh!
I mean, he gets up there, and at what point do you think I'm screwed? I mean, like, literally, I'm screwed. like at what point does he go, I'm just taking one for the team? For those of you listening to our podcast, it must be like a stud farm, right? Where they're studding horses, and
Right.
the poor horse trainer gets in between the female horse and the male horse. And if you could only imagine.
he gets mounted from behind. And I think the point you're asking is, when does he know he's in trouble? Is about right when his wallet falls out of his back pocket.
Oh,
because it's been knocked out by the
Italian stallion. Thank God it wasn't a Clydesdale.
a probing arm looking for.
Rev, where's our
sleeve,
pea shot? Where's our pea shot tonight?
Where is our pea shot?
We already did Pedro.
We already did Pedro. We could. Hey, what the hell? I think it's Melinda Gates, huh?
I'll tell you what, Melinda, if you're looking at this show,
which I think there's a good possibility she is.
And if you're listening to this podcast, Melinda, we can honestly say that officially, we are not utilizing any Microsoft products to produce this show.
Not a single one.
No, strictly done from Apple, and we all know what the Apple did in Adam and Eve.
Oh, I like how you moved that in there.
So, Melinda, let the Reverend teach you about the apple.
And the serpent that comes with it.
Hey, time up right there, Pedro. I'll be over there in a minute, player. Oh, what's going on?
If I was like that, I wouldn't need $65 million. And I know exactly what I'd charge Carrie Vaden for her wedding.
Oh, God. Hi, Rev. This has been a great Cinco de Mayo.
You know what? Hey, it is Cinco de Mayo. Ray Oakley has got a great idea. I think tonight's pea shot should actually go to Pedro.
We need to find Pedro.
If he's still alive, I would love to find Pedro.
Oh, I think he just won the Kentucky Derby. All right. To Pedro, salute.
Oh my goodness.
What's going on? Are you reading? Are you reading some?
I am reading. There's some good ones, man. Ray Oakley. He's been watching Pedro so much, it's time for a smoke.
So Pedro is the serpent?
Yeah.
Oh, God. All right, Rev.
It's one of those mini ponies there.
That was no mini pony.
No. I think if Pedro has a baby, it's going to be a mini pony.
Oh, I got you. He always does that.
He always does it. We should have a pony keg. We do those horses videos all the time. We should do a show where it's a horse. Yeah, and the Derby's already over, but there's more races coming up. Maybe we do a race special with pony kegs and mint juleps or something.
Okay, I got you. We can wear the hats and the flamboyant outfits.
Sure, or chaps, whatever works for you. I got a riding crop somewhere.
No, you don't.
Wow, it might be a Bubbles place, but I got one somewhere.
Oh, tell Bubbles I said hi. And you know what? Next week we're going to jump into a topic. I know everybody says, how big your hand is and, what size shoe do you wear.
We didn't get to that tonight, did we?
Some Japanese scientists have found a correlation between the nose size of your nose and your manhood.
Well, there's some small-nosed motherfuckers walking around with an attitude who needs.
So, like, for me... Hang on. Hey, Rev?
Yeah, brother Carlito.
I'm going to tell you a lie.
Okay, Pinocchio, what do you got?
No, so my nose grows.
Okay.
I'm about 9.
Ray Oakley brings up a good point. That horse's nose, look how long that nose was compared to his.
You know what?
I think there's some validation.
That is exactly. Hang on. Should we just review one more time?
Sure. Let's look at this time. Look at his nose.
Well, wait. Hang on. One better is we're going to go to a slower video, but it's still.
We have a slow mo of that.
No, it still serves the same purpose.
Okay. not only is that slow, but he's hanging there. He's not that full attention. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, it's amazing how Pedro got, like, he walked into it kind of low profile, and then he saw that other horse, and he's ready to go. Fist of Glory.
So apparently this is not new news to Kerry Vaden. First things we look at, feet, hands, and noses.
Where do we particularly start the nose? Or where do we end it?
Well, I think it's got to go from the eye socket as far back as you can get to your sinuses. It starts at your sinuses and it goes all the way as far as you can go, which, yeah, I think that's about right. Let me see. Pretty close, sadly.
The good thing is your nose doesn't shrink in the pool.
And it gets bigger as you get older, so I'm hoping it's the same is true for everything else. You know, can I measure my earlobes and my back hair?
You go in a bar, you probably have a good night plan ahead. There's some girl interested in you. You just get in a bar fight to make your nose get bigger.
There you go. Yeah. Look.
Hit me in the face. Dude, I don't even know you. Punch me.
Punch me, you motherfucker.
Rev, good show, bro. Good show. I'm going to finish off my Topo Chico.
Sounds good. Hey, God bless, Brother Carlito. Thank you. Good show. I was just, clowns have big feet. I thought they also have big noses.
He always says.
Hey, look for a clown if you got nothing going on. Thank you, Brother Carlito, for another great show that you put together. Well, actually, you know, if you didn't like it, it's because of me. If you did, it's because of him. Anyhow, yeah, you know, it's not much going on here. The weather's getting better, huh? Everywhere, it's not raining as much as it used to be. Summer's coming. It's beach weather. We got to go out there. Like Will Smith, he's going to get rid of his dad bod and do a YouTube channel where he gets sexy again. And he hopes his wife likes him again.
One of the best dad bods ever since COVID.
Anyhow, yeah, it was a year ago, and I've been stuck in the basement and bar for a year.
Hey, Rev, keep an eye on this. I got to go get us some beers.
I put on so much weight, even Lucky wouldn't lick me anymore. Anyhow, I hope that you've had a good time tonight. I know I did. I hope Brother Carlito did too. And we will be back next week. I don't think it's going to be on Wednesday, but sometime next week. So check your local listings and your local Facebook and whatnot and see when we're going to be back, because we will be back. I just don't know what day. Until then, God bless you, and thank you so much for spending your time with us, and we will see you soon. If you missed this and you're watching it somewhere else, you can also listen to it on a podcast anywhere that you get your podcasts at. So if you don't, if maybe, all right, you tune in this week, but next week you missed, or the week after, you don't know we're going to put them all up on podcasts, and you can listen in your car on your way to the bar. Just remember to leave your car at the bar so you don't drive home, because that's no good. All right, God bless everybody. Take care of yourself. Be good to one another. Stay negative. Think positive. And you have one for me, because I'm going to have one for each one of you. Fuck this shit. I'm out.
Fuck this shit. I'm out. Fuck this shit. I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.